All right, good. What's going on, guys? Your boy B Spell, and this is the Independent Podcast. I'm with my host AJ. AJ, what's good?
I'm good. What's good with you?
Not much, man. The topic is the state of black men, bro. Black male today. As you know, a lot of things happen. I mean, we're in the new year, 2022.
Yeah.
Um, Everything like as far as the state of black men, like what is your point of view for 22
Um,
the state of black men, bro?
I think we need to take back our masculinity. Um, I think this is the weakest as a conglomerate we've ever looked, and this is the most power we ever had. I think our leaders are following radical liberals. Um, I don't think these people are well. They are our leaders too, because even in politics, our leaders are following these people. I think we just at a
Right.
we're just at a
People are
loss for
well, they are
everything.
our leaders.
People. I think we just You hear the echo?
Yeah, I hear it. Hold on. All right, I got it.
Okay.
Go ahead.
But yeah, I just don't know, man. Like, we just gonna have to like have a conversation and get into it because there's so much to really dig into and like have like a intellectual conversation. Or I don't know. I think we've been bamboozled and fooled. I think when Martin Luther King said, "I feel like I walk my people into a burning house." I think we at that place again. I think we allowed everybody who quote unquote like felt our pain or appeased our struggle get invited to the barbecue, and then they came in and took our struggle, stayed on our necks, and then made everything about them. So right now we're just not in a good place. So as far as black men, I think some people are doing right. I know people don't like Kevin Samuels, but I think he's doing a lot of good work out there. MTR, mediocre tutorials and reviews is doing pretty good. I know whole lot of women don't like Fresh and Fit, but I think Myriam give a lot of valuable information. And I think they get that information because they use Rollo Tomasi and Jordan Peterson. Like they go to other outlets. Black people have a tendency to be like, if they ain't black, they ain't listening. Um, I don't have that tendency, but yeah. So I think it's a couple good spaces where men can actually learn, and give back their masculinity. But outside of that, there's nothing. Social media is literally tailored and catered to the alphabet community and women. So you can't say or speak against anything they talk about. And even just bigging yourself up, they're gonna cancel you and get you up off the platform. So all social media does that. So I mean, it is what it is. We just gotta literally, like I said, regain or retake our masculinity. They made men more feminine and women more masculine, and the imbalance is showing in the world. Said it like
Right.
we're just at a long.
Well, they are.
It's
Right.
echoing again.
Yeah. Um Also, like what's been happening as far as masculine and black men, where I guess the actor he was in the piece called Atlanta. Uh like he
Lakeith
did
Stanfield.
Yeah, he did a picture of some stockings, and he did another fashion pic with some, I guess, heels on.
Yeah,
Like what's what's going on? Like, are we trading our masculinity for the bag, or like
I mean, I don't even know if it's the bag. I think I think that generation has been brainwashed that anything that looks very feminine on a guy is cool, or anything that resembles any type of like alphabet community type stuff is cool. I think they've just been brainwashed. I don't think Lakeith Stanfield is getting paid a lot, but I think he's a pawn in the game. Um, and you can't win any type of war or run any type of country without strong men. So the weaker they make us look, the more we're gonna be taking over. I don't know if our government was infiltrated by like China or Russia or I don't know, or a communist state or something, but it's obvious that they try to feminize the men. And we Us black people are the most influential culture, so everybody copies us. That's why the gay community. Remember how they used to be like, the black community has a problem with homophobia. The black community has a problem with homophobia. They needed us to back them because our influence will elevate them to where they at right now. So now when they try to like implement things, it's minorities, people of color, and the gay community, and it's like, what? Like, how did we get bunched in with that? You know what I'm saying? Like, we can't even have our own separate thing. Like, it can't just be the black community anymore. It's like minorities, feminists, liberals, gay community. We just all with everything that's like pushing evil stuff. And I'm not saying it's evil to be gay. I'm saying they pushing evil stuff. They literally trying to get things to kids. And when you play with kids, man, there's something wrong with you to me. So I don't necessarily think it's the bag. I just think it's clout. I could take these pictures of people, attention. Attention's the new currency. It's not Bitcoin, it's attention. And
Right.
if you can garner attention, you good.
Also, what Juicy Smud's brother talking about, if he was a straight dude, he would have been like, I guess in a better situation. And I'm like, dude, you know how many straight black guys have been killed? You know, like we literally have a whole movement just based off he was being killed, murdered.
Hold on. Whose brother said this?
uh, Juicy Smollett, his brother.
Juicy Smollett. Well, the irony in that is he only spent 2 days in jail.
Right.
And yeah, so that's not even an accurate statement. It's just they everything about them is like a feminine algorithm. I ain't gonna say feminine. It's like a toxic woman algorithm that they use. Like one thing, they always go to the exception and not the rule. So they always use the exception and make everything chaos. I made a huge post about that. If a girl hits you with a not all or something like that, just be like politely say shut the fuck up and move on. But they use this algorithm to victimize themselves. It's kind of like the LeBron James algorithm. And what I mean by that is when he came in the league, he was known as the most scrutinized athlete of all time. So any critique towards him, you'll be like, he's the most scrutinized. He could get a pass. And that's what they do in these situations is they try to create a victimhood narrative to where they act like they don't get whatever they want. And it's a supremacy. It's obviously a supremacy. Like either you agree with the gay agenda or you cancel on everything. So we have to stop allowing them to use this victim mentality or this victimhood narrative to get what they want. Because the irony in it is he faked it. That anti-lynching bill got passed through Kamala Harris. A lot of people don't know this. It got pushed through Kamala Harris during the
Yeah.
time he faked a literally lynching. He
Yeah.
faked yeah. So it all got pushed through, and they added gay people to the lynching bill. So it was all like literally orchestrated by the Democrats. So it's
Right.
like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's obvious what's going on. And now Biden just signed the anti-lynching bill, which doesn't make any sense. How many people got lynched in the last 5 years? But
Right.
we get so emotional all the time. Like, yes, it's about time. It's like nobody hangs people or lynches people anymore. This bill's stupid. And then if you commit a crime, if you hang somebody, that's murder. Now, if you hang somebody and leave something that where it's a racist thing, that's a hate crime. Now it's an anti. So you get three different accounts. You need somebody to get three different accounts on something that damn near never happens. Man,
Right.
it's all foolery, bro. It's smoke and mirrors, and none of this stuff is really for us. It's to push a whole other agenda like communism or something, man. And if you make
Yeah.
everything where exception is a rule, diversity, inclusivity, and equity, and then black women eat that shit up because they all got the positions. You know what I'm saying? Like, so diversity, inclusivity, and equity ain't nothing but a prequel to communism.
Right. And I saw that too. I was like, what? Like, what's going on? And what's going on with your boy Will? I mean, he is fighting for his masculinity, for dear life. Like, he
I,
had
I don't I don't even
he,
know if we fight for that no more.
I'm at the breaking point. Like the breaking point. I mean, we already know he kind of butt broken, but uh but he is literally at a breaking point where it's like there's nothing more he can pull. I mean, as a father, as a producer, because most of that clout coming from him. Like, as far as the money wise, like he put in work. It's like the older he get, the more work he get. You know what I'm saying? That's what I've noticed.
Yeah, but see, Will Smith came through as a positive light. Like he didn't cuss in his music. Just the two of us was a father son song. Like
Yeah,
everything about him was like positivity. To be honest with you, the devil just got his claws or his fangs in him. That serpent got him, and that's all it really boils down to. I'm kind of scared for Will, man, because if you watch like Pathways, like Anthony Bourdain or Kurt Cobain or any like, it's always a woman or John Lennon. It's always a woman that's bringing you down to where suicide ends up being a major factor. Um, and I pray he even said he contemplated suicide in his book. So I think we should make a hashtag like let's not talk about Will no more because he refuses to get professional help. He keeps depending on his wife in the Red Table Talk who's never created a safe space for this man to feel like a man. Period. So
right.
regaining your masculinity is just not that. It's just that his whole thing is he's at the wham and at the whatever Jada wants, he's gonna do. His whole thing is like, I need to make her happy, and that's a dumb goal. As far as me and my dog was talking today, and it's a dumb goal as far as like dealing with women. It's not about making her happy. It's about you being a leader and orchestrating a team, and from that team, one team always has a captain. So from that, you got to figure out what's the best we could do for this team. It's gonna be moments you don't like your significant other. There's gonna be moments you will feel like you're not in love with them, but it's going to be moments where you have to be team oriented, and that's the only thing that matters. So you find somebody who can build a family, and family's the only thing that matters. He thought he did that, but look what she does. She ruins his kids. She ruins his reputation. She steals his manhood, all for the worship of her. It reminds me of fucking Adam in Theory. He's literally Adam in the Bible. You know what I'm saying? Like Eve got did a deal with the devil, got Adam to bite the apple. Adam hid from God. He didn't protect her. He didn't take responsibility. He hid from God.
Yeah,
So it's like, what are you doing, bro? That was just an emotional reaction to him not wanting to deal with his wife at home. Like you didn't defend me, you didn't have my back. And it's amazing how many women agree with this. And say again, it's black women. How many agree with it and don't realize it's toxic behavior? Your job is to make sure your man only uses and commits violence to protect you, not to protect your ego. Like so it's like they want you to protect their ego. It's just strange, bro. Like we are in a strange place. And like I said, I work in the mental health field, so I see a lot, and it's just strange, bro. I said like 4 months ago, I think they socializing women to be narcissists, and of course I got cussed out, but I'm almost convinced that's what they're doing. They only appease their ego and never hold them accountable, and that's one of the biggest things in narcissism. Is like everything's about me, but I never am accountable.
like I'm just like, wow, man. It's like, whew. It's like I'm kind of happy that I'm not in a relationship, but then you like want to be in one, but not if you have to deal with that. Like I'll go ahead.
I'm not gonna lie, like I wouldn't deal with it. Like not even in the slightest, bro. Like I just don't have the energy to. I've dated girls who were really cool when we was doing good. And somehow some feminist actions and stuff came up and I was just like, all right, it is what it is, and left and walked away from the situation. So I don't know, man. A woman's supposed to be your peace. She's supposed to create a space where you feel safe and you could be able to take the hardships and troubles and you know trials and tribulations of the world. But that space isn't being created. It's going into the situation where I like they brag about toxic behavior. They like, don't play with me. I'm the type of girl fuck up your day your whole day in the morning for no reason. And just because they want to feel that power, they do it. It's all a power thing. So again, I don't know, man. It's just the relationship dynamics, and if we needed black women right now, we don't have them. Like, and they feel offended by that, but we don't. Like, all they do is talk bad about us and never really like hold us down. Like, and then, no, the ones who quote unquote hold us down, they hold us down in toxic behavior. Like, my man went to jail. I held him down. Why do we have to go to jail for you to hold us down? Why can't you just listen to our guidance and leadership before we even get to that? I don't know what's going on. Before we even get to that point, You want me to like risk everything in the world to go to jail so we can be like that's a real bitch. Like, fuck out of here. That shit corny, man. We celebrate. Candace, someone said this a long time ago. We own a culture that celebrate the worst in us. We celebrate the most corny and goofy shit all the time.
Yeah, regardless of how you think of her, or well, not even think of her, just her comments, but because I mean, I'm mixed with her. Like, there's some things I can agree with her a lot, and there's some things I'd be like side eyeing her, but there's a lot of things I find myself agreeing with Candace, even though people be like she a coon, like, but no, but what she's saying is fact. It's like right in your face.
So let me explain to you why people don't like Candace Owens. Because Candace, okay, the black community has a glass ceiling called racism. All right, so and it's not the racism you think it is. So the black community has this glass ceiling. So our whole life is we're very rebellious to the system because humans like to rebel. So we're rebellious to the system, and we like the system's against us, against us, against us. So you get to this black power rage, right? And now you're in this power, Black Panther, BLM, all this craziness, like Africa, Egyptian spirituality, all this stuff, and you elevate side of some third eye type stuff, right? So now you feel like at first you was blind because you felt like America was forward, but you didn't see blah blah blah, and now you see. Well, from right there, they feel like that's the glass ceiling. That's the racism right there. You can't go outside, look down, wait. Racism in itself is keeping us from being wrong. And what I mean is the belief in racism, the think that it's a narcissism like trait of racism. So we believe everything in the world is about us. And if it's not about us, it's somehow trying to stop us from getting somewhere. So once we have that belief, we keep trying. It's an overlord of white people and blah, 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 and everybody's against us. And it's the victim mentality and blah, blah, blah. And it's stopping us from being great. So if Candace is conversing with people and she's somehow got to break through that ceiling and she's conversing with people at the top and they looking down, it's like, this is how we see black people, then we possibly need to listen. What she's saying, and it doesn't, we're the victims and police don't like us and blah blah blah, and it doesn't align with the quote unquote things that make you black. We just automatically call those people coons when in reality they're looking like this is how they view us and see us. This is how you change it, and it's a simple process, but you're not going to listen because you automatically think it's coon stuff. Most of those people, the Thomas Sowells, the Larry Sanders, is it Larry Sanders? Um, the ABLs, the mediocre tutorials and the reviews, and the Candace Owenses, and you know what I'm saying? Like all these people, they really trying to help the black community because we're honestly blinded by our own perception of what we think we're supposed to be. Like everything that the left wants us to be is all negative things. They want us to be gangsters. They want us to be twerking all the time. Or I want our women to be over sexual. They want our women to be masculine. They want men to be feminine. They want everything about it is negative energy. And we embrace it because it's like, oh, they feel us, man. We feel. I didn't grow up in the hood, so I don't feel none of that shit. Like I don't. So it's just like I don't care. Like what I do care about is our people looking ridiculous. And when I tell them they looking ridiculous, I always be the one who's the bad guy or the bearer of the bad news. So that's all right. I don't think Candace is a coon. I think Candace is the only person I've seen go to Congress and stand up for black people. While all the people like LeBron James, and I'm not saying he's ever went to Congress, but they never stand up and like really fight for the black community. They just do grand gestures because we think if somebody gives you money, that you're doing something good for black people. They just do these grand, and black people will be like, oh, they real, but they really would never stand up for us. They're doing exactly what liberals tell them to do. And they know exactly how to do it. They paint a picture of what you're supposed to look like to be cool to niggas. And then you give back and blah, blah, blah. And all of it's like foolery, tomfoolery. And they use our women. The black
Oh,
community, yeah, the black community is definitely in matriarchy. So any black woman crying about the patriarchy sounds foolish because we're definitely in matriarchy. And we've been in matriarchy since they told us Harriet Tubman freed the slaves. So
right.
that means men followed a woman out of slavery. So for the rest of our lives, the most heinous act on America and on black people is slavery, and a woman had to get us out of there. So I mean, we are ran by women ever since. And then the one time we got out of that, when we started messing with Martin Luther King and Malcolm X, they both got assassinated. And what did? They elevated women.
Right.
So we're definitely a matriarchy. It's grandma house, it's big mama, like everything the woman does and says, it's us. So all you gotta do is treat women with hypergamy, bro. You give them
Right.
a bigger bag, more opportunity, and all that, they're gonna go with you. When a black woman gets mad and you don't do what she says she do, she goes to the courts and she calls the police. And then she's the first person in front lines at BLM when you get shot by police.
Right. So, what would you say are things young men need to watch out for in women in the vetting process?
You gotta understand their true nature, bro. It's what it boils down to. And you gotta understand you. So I wouldn't necessarily tell them to focus on what women do. Women are gonna go to the most alpha male possible. So I would tell them to focus on themselves. Uh, and get themselves together, understand finances, understand responsibility and discipline, be a loyal and noble king, as they want to put it, um, and do things that would stay within the realm of being a good person. So learn credit, learn real estate. And college is nothing but a liberal playing ground. Find a job to get you money and
Very.
understand consistency. Yeah, it's all bullshit. So find something that can make you, you know what I'm saying, a stable human being, an American. And then you build your kingdom up. And then once you do that, you pick somebody who aligns with your views. Get right with God. Have a foundation in God. We're building foundations on bullshit, like, and not dumb ideologies. Build your foundation on God, bro. And then we ran away from God, which is a big problem in our community. So now that is back to that, man. I think young men should figure out that. Get themselves together, boom, and then find a woman who's a virtuous woman. Don't let her tell you everything is like any woman repeating city girl rhetoric or Cardi B or these 90-inch long weaves, and like, you just walk away from it, bro. It's just not a good look, because they're not mentally capable of dealing with like anybody to be in a relationship. Everything's gonna be about them, and none of that stuff matters. You just got to understand women's true nature, and I think we should do a podcast on that one day. And they won't like it, but go listen to Fresh and Fit or Rolo Tomasi. Or listen to Kevin Samuels. He breaks down their true nature, and then once you understand and identify their true nature, it's no reason to get mad about it. It's like having a teammate that shoot the ball every time he touches it. When you pass him the ball, you know the ball's going up. You know what I'm saying? Like, just understand their true nature and then treat them accordingly. And then it's your job to like lead them. I was having a conversation the other day about like being a good husband. A man finds the wife, finds a good thing, and receives favor from the Lord. Once you get yourself in that position, it's your job to lead them. And if your heart's in the right place and she's not following your leadership, she's not the one. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? So, and don't be a tyrant. I said be a leader. I didn't say just bark orders. That means you listen, you pay attention to her, you understand her, and but you make the final decision because you are going to be the one that's most responsible.
True that. True that. So, what about that hashtag protect black women in this state where we at?
I think it's the most infuriating thing for black men. I think we need to have a woman on. I had a conversation with a woman the other day, and I asked her to tell me what that looked like. And all she could say is like, well, in relationships, we don't feel protected. But what does that have to do with the overall community of black men not protecting you? And she didn't have an answer, because it's a falsity. It's a hashtag to destroy the black man. If our job is to provide for you, they already tell you being independent is the way to go. So that means you don't need us to provide. You tell us consistently, I don't need your money, I don't need you for shit, blah, 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 whatever. I can get my own, blah, blah, blah. Okay, cool, fine. So you take away the provide part of a man, things that make him feel like a man. And then you take away the fact that we do protect you. Like every time we out, what do you want us to do? You want us to go smack everybody depending on how you feel? Like, that's goofy talk. So when you take away a man's need to protect you, and then you demean them for it, and they're out there protecting you, it just makes the men feel like that one, you're ungrateful, two, you're spoiled and entitled to what? Like, they can't even tell you what that looks like. They just gonna make up a whole lot of dumb shit and repeat stupid lines like the gender pay wage gap that's been debunked a million times, or just a whole lot of bullshit, bro. Like, it's infuriating to me and to hear that you like somebody like me who goes out and literally opens every door for a woman and does everything possible. You okay? Do you need anything? I buy women stuff. I work at one spot at Valentine. where I work at. It was 4 women that worked there. I bought them all stuff for Valentine's Day because you don't know what's going on Valentine's Day. Somebody who literally takes the time to really protect women, and you hear, well, black women are unprotected, and the government protects them more than anything. Social media protects them. You can't say one bad thing about them. It's just a falsity, and it's a farcity. Like it's everything about it is just bullshit. And it's infuriating for men to even men to agree, man. I mean, we don't protect them. What do you mean by that? We don't do what they tell us to do when they want us to do it. That's not protection. That's them being tyrants. And they want a lap dog. They want you to be a pit bull. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what Will Smith looks like to Jada. He loves her unconditionally. Dogs, you come in the house, dogs love you unconditionally, licking all over your face. You can whoop them, you can throw stuff at them. Like Mike Vick, you can damn near train them to fight, and they will do everything you do and love you no matter what. And as soon as you say sick 'em, boy, they sick 'em. That's what they want. And that's what they think protection is, because the dog protects them too, but the dog has no place but to be protection in that type of that sense. It's do whatever I say. And that leads to bad things, man.
Yeah.
It's just ridiculous, bro. Pisses me off.
Yeah, and it's like protect black women. I'm like, bro. I mean, like, should we protect you? I feel like they gotta earn it at this point.
And they should, or at least be something that we can protect.
Right.
But they don't, they would never have to earn it. That's the reality of it.
Right.
10 to 20% of men are fucking 80% of the women. That means 80% are not really even getting paid attention to from women. So when these 10 to 20% of men are not like really paying them any attention, they got 80% of men that's gonna be white knights and chivalrous and all this other stuff. So we are outnumbered in a situation. It's no reason for them to even like adhere to the masculinity. We are the top 10 to 20% always gonna get women, but even when a woman feels like she's wrong, she don't really have to be, because the men are gonna follow her lead. We're just in a bad place, bro. Like the best thing to do, and I hate to say it, is get you a wife and then just be a good example and live your life the right way. And that's all you really could do. And hopefully one day you'll be influential. The girl I'm talking to now, and I think she'll be like very influential. And I'm training her to be a wife. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm feeding her mind. They be like, "What do you mean training her?" I'm feeding her mind positive images and messages about being a mother and a wife. You know what I'm saying? And being the overall best person you could be. I think you flourish well in that. So I don't know, man. We're just in a bad place, and it doesn't look bright. And I'm a person who looks into the future. And then my mom's calling me. I call her back.
So, do you do you think it's like could get better? Is it getting worse? Like, are there some good positively that's still trying to break? Like, cause I see people trying to supposedly leave the Manosphere, but I'm thinking like, well, the Manosphere has always been here. It's just people like this is like online barbershop for me, for men can like, because I think the internet has blessed men to actually come from different walks of life and talk about different things that's happening around them, whether they deal with money, sex, women. They all can bring their own different opinions and kind of like pretty much steer a path where, because like when this wasn't really popular or even around when I was growing up. I mean,
It
yes.
wasn't, but we had OGs then. You know what I'm saying? So we gotta get a charger. So hope me don't mind. My phone almost died on you.
You
But yeah, we had OGs then. So the manosphere is very important. And you said, do I think it's any light in the situation? Yes and no. I do believe it gets darkest before the light, and I think the light always prevails. But I also think all dynasties come to an end. So the best way to put that is there'd be a point where the United States, oh God, where the United States will end.
because
All
I know
dynasties.
Because
Huh?
I know the Manosphere is going through growing pains because I believe that the Manosphere is going to go mainstream. Um, at some like sooner than later, it's gonna be mainstream. And plus, like I'm noticing a lot of all female panels, like the View and the Talk, they all closing up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but see that, I mean, what is that gonna do? Like I said, Disney had a meeting today about making half their characters gay.
Right.
The whole "don't say gay" bill's a lie. Every parent in the country will agree with the quote unquote "don't say" because nowhere does it say "don't say gay." All it said is they don't want whatever you teach kids from kindergarten to the second grade, their parents need to be aware of.
Right.
That's all the bill says. It doesn't say anything about you can't say, and I think it shouldn't. I don't think you should be teaching sex to those kids that age, but which
Yeah.
to me it's
Goodness.
setting up grooming and pedophiles. What? I'm sorry.
And really, it's uh and plus, like we getting very in and very influential men like Kevin Samuels, Jason Black, especially Kevin Samuels because he's bringing the image of black men because the image of the black male has been like just tarnished, has been chipped and screwed for so long where we didn't I mean not every black man had a representation to be like wearing a suit and a tie.
But
Not
we used to be men. Our athletes
yeah,
used to do that. Floyd
yeah,
used to wear a suit everywhere. Our
right,
entertainers used to be men, but now they all act like women. Everything like LeBron James is a perfect example. And I know people be like, man, LeBron's a guy, but everything he does is very feminine actions. He acts like his mother. You know what I'm saying? He needs attention all the time. He never takes accountability for nothing. It's he follows everything liberal. Like he acts like a woman, bro. Nobody is men anymore. So we don't have those examples. So when the manosphere came, it was like, this is what we need to do. And it's something that could be a positive light. But what are they doing? They're trying to cancel it every single chance they get. And it's black women canceling it. It's like black men can't have their own space without black women jumping in and saying, this is what y'all need to be talking about.
right.
It's
Now,
like, we
like if we went in today's space and be like, oh, this is what y'all need to be talking about. Like, why y'all gotta be in our space? Well, let us black men have our own space.
We've allowed them to have spaces forever. I was watching that stupid show Harlem, and that girl was like, "Ugh, y'all shouldn't be talking about this in the barbershop." But have you ever been around women when they talking about like sex and shit like that? They're 10 times nastier
Exactly.
and 10 times raunchier. But they want to come in and control our spaces. Like it's weird. So stuff like
Very
that,
weird.
or we never said Oprah needs to be shut down. I've never liked Oprah. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We never jumped on the View or Wendy Williams or Jenny Jones or Ricky Lake or anything and try to shut down women's spaces. We let and maybe just maybe we should have. Maybe we should have been like stop perpetuating these lies to the community. But what we did is that we were a sucker for women's tears because we had the presumption of innocence in them. We always believed they were innocent because we was taught girls are sugar and spice and everything nice, and we were lied to about everything when it comes to women. We were lied to. We was taught that they were innocent. We gave their prize. You do whatever you got to do to make sure they're safe and all this and all that. But the Bible, if we'd have read the Bible correctly, it would have told you they're not to be trusted.
Right.
And and then the ones that are to be trusted, those are the ones you treat like that. But nah. So we can't even have spaces. But no, I don't see a light at the end of the tunnel. I think maybe it's time for America to fall.
Well, yeah. I mean, if it's headed that way.
I mean, we just gotta have a dark time. Look, man, they said strong what is it, strong men create weak what did it say? Strong men create weak times create strong men, or something like that. But basically, when you when you finally create a society to where like women are like, we're oppressing society. What do we need men for? Well, first we built the whole fucking society. And
Yeah.
now that the whole society's built, you want to sit on the throne without building shit or earning shit, and you just want to do it solely because you have a vagina. Like it's nothing else that you've done to say you earned a right to lead and and be a queen. But we have to call them after it's all. I'm probably gonna sound like I hate don't. But if you had a horrible place, I seen this coming. I called it out. I told everybody, man, like we need to fix women. If we don't, we're gonna end up going down the wrong path. And they're like, man, we need to worry about men. And I'm like, well, we have. Men have gotten better, and they haven't gotten any credit or props for it.
Right.
So again, we just in a very dark place. And I don't know if it's gonna get any better. I advise people to get married. I advise men to get themselves together, find some structure, find some discipline, and pick up the right woman, man. And make sure she's the right woman. Make sure her morals and stuff align with yours.
And it's like, but like I said, like Kevin Samuels has been doing a great job for us casting the image of black men. Like I understand like why people don't, I guess, from men and black women, because like the things that he does for his casting the image, that costs maintenance. And that's what a lot of guys don't want to do. But
Yeah,
that's on both ends though. Like if women want to be a Beyonce, that's maintenance.
yeah. I mean, it's a lot, man, that goes into it. And the shit is right, but it's hard work. And we don't want to work because we've already assumed that the white man was against us. It's
Right.
like, you know what I'm saying? Like, why work when the white man's already against us? It's like a total waste of our time, bro. The reality of it is you can have anything you want in America, in the land of the free, and the home of the capitalism, the home of the brave, and all that. Like we could have had anything we wanted, but we chose communism. We wanted things to be fair. That is a feminine mindset, bro.
Right.
We are a matriarchy. We follow what women tell us to follow.
And it's like, I'm like, man, like, and I appreciate Cam Samuel because I've been changing my wardrobes. And plus, I come from a Christian background, so I already know what time it is going to church. Like, I can't be looking sloppy. Like, I really, I gotta have everything pressed, iron, have my suits, you
And that
know.
makes sense. I mean,
Yeah,
I just like it. I just like it every day. I go to work every day, and they be like, "Man, you coming here on some bougie stuff?" I wear polo, nice coats, whatever. I'm
right,
fresh every
right,
every day. But man, it don't matter now, man. Like you literally have to get down on your knees and worship the temple of the black woman to even be paid attention to. And if you
right.
don't, and I don't have the energy to do that. I'm way too
I know.
smart.
I don't got the energy all the time.
Yeah, I want to win, and that's not how you win.
Right. And then, so what is like, for as like, do you think like, do we like? I believe like the Manosphere is going through growing pains since everybody kind of like are trying to capitalize on it.
Well,
But
what you gonna do when anything is new, right? And it's when it's new, it's gonna get like a big bang, boom.
right,
So Kevin Samuels, Fresh and Fit, NCR, O'Shea Group, it's gonna blow up, boom, right?
right,
And opportunity, and they're gonna be like beta males trying to live in a red pill space. So what happens is gonna get like over flooded, you know. So now it's gonna be a point where it's gonna be a lot of fakers in it, and it's gonna make it look bad. And that's what happens. They're gonna, and once it goes mainstream and they try to profit off of it, it's gonna have its teeth in a person, and they're gonna exalt him like he's that person. Kind of like
right,
how Andrew Schultz and Charlamagne the God's a perfect example. Like people like think he come off of as an alpha male, but he's an ultimate beta male. Like he does whatever like them white people tell him to do, and he gonna
right.
fall in line. So he's
Very
not for the
important.
culture. None of them people are for the culture. They give him opportunities to hire certain black people, like the Supreme Court justice. They wanted a black woman, but the black woman comes in and can't even define woman. So it's like they hired the right black people. They have the right faces and the right skin tone, but not anybody who really gonna fight for the culture or fight for what's right. I don't even care about fighting for the culture no more, man. Just fight for what's right. And if we do what's right within our culture, then we are fought for the culture. Because then at that point, my bad, I'm tying my shoes. At that
You
point,
good?
you realize that our culture actually was what we thought it was. You know what I'm saying? We actually were like more morally better and stuff like that. But until then, we're not. You know what I'm saying? Like you do what's right and you stay consistent as a culture, then you'll get a lot of better results. But we don't do that. It's just all BS.
Yeah. And I guess for Will is like I think Will like and then people have to realize when the simping like million billionaires simp too. There's some
Yeah,
simp
yeah, a
out there.
lot more are millionaires because they sent, and like people like Zuckerberg or Bezos or even Elon, man, like those people. Elon kind of is a renegade, and I like that about him. But a lot of those people, man, they didn't get girls; they just had brilliant ideas.
Yeah.
So if you're not used to being around pretty women, and the first time you come around a pretty woman, it's gonna be a different experience. I understand it. When I was young, man, I got around pretty women and was like, your demeanor changes, your beats faster, it's a lot of stuff. So I'm not used to being around pretty women. How like even somebody like Kanye is worth $1 billion and he's actually really tripping that Kim's fucking Pete Davidson. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
I understand you be in love, but there's no such thing as being that much in love. I think that's the problem when we go into marriages and relationships. There's no such thing as being that much in love. I have a, 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 a fantasy of dying right after my wife died of heartbreak, but there's no such thing as being that much in love because at the end of the day, humans are going to be humans and actions are going to be done and you got to move on. You know what I'm saying? So, Kanye, you a billionaire. Wake the fuck up. I know you want to be around your kids, treat Kim Court, and if she's tripping and I let them see the kids, and like he said, when pictures came out, he's out with another girl, and now you ain't answering the phone and stuff like that. Call her out on that, but don't be all extra and all the other stuff. And if he wants to make music and videos about him killing Pete Davidson, I mean, it's art. That's the whole point of being an artist and a musician. He should be able to do express however he wants to express. If Kellis can have a song called "I Hate You So Much" right now, busting niggas' windows, and Jasmine Sullivan can have a song called "I Bust the Windows Out Your Cars," and you know what I'm saying? Like they can do that. Kanye can do whatever he wants to do as far as the artistry is concerned. You know, you paint the pictures that you see in your head, but outside of that, you gotta get to yourself. And we raised to be beta males, man. We raised to women, and that's what we got to get out of. It's not about worshiping women. It's about leading them. Are we leading them? Or are we worshiping? Worship somebody and lead them. No, it's
Yeah.
not possible.
It's yeah. Uh and then I mean it's just like but I I really do it can be better, man. It can, but it's just I feel like a lot of men don't want to try it, and there's a lot of men that got money, but they don't want to try it. You know what I'm saying? Like they're afraid to just to stand up because of what society or people on the internet, which you don't even know, may say something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but there's no such thing, bro. So I think that's more a sign they for a long time ago. I don't think it's that they don't want to try. I think they signed a contract where they had to agree with this type of stuff and these type of moves because it doesn't make any sense. Like the fact that any black person would defend it, not don't say gay bill, that means you're either illiterate, stupid, or just fucking plain dumb. You didn't do the research yourself.
Right.
So, or you're on their side. It is.
And but I'm gonna leave you at that, bro. I appreciate it.
No
Hopefully,
problem, man.
people get to see this, and we need to do more of these.
If
Um,
you want some, bro, just let me know a day in advance.
yeah, I am. Um, how can they find you in the social medias?
Alonzo Miles on social media. I mean, on Facebook. I am AJ Miles on Instagram. Um, I got a Twitter. I think it's Amazing Amazn, capital N and E. Um, yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm about to finish my podcast and stuff and get that back popping. But yeah, you can go over there, man. You're gonna get a lot of raw truths. They ain't gonna like it. So,
Yeah,
but I appreciate you, man. I need to go and call some people, man. Some tragic happened in our city. So we gotta figure out what's going on.
Okay. Until then, next time, be amazing. Peace.
All right, for sure.